Central TV is here. We the best now in time. Oh, listen and be inspired. Turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up.
Hello, welcome. Kelvin, welcome. Welcome for coming. We want to extend our thanks and appreciation to you. Exactly. We have been facing some interruption in our technical studio, but we want to apologize. Kelvin, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, okay, okay. So sorry, we are.
I'm here loud and clear.
Oh, okay. So we have been facing some technical issue in our studio, but thank God we are here. So basically, we are expecting the president of the United Methodist University to join us shortly, and he will join us because we are having some conversation, and he too have been facing some issues with the studio, but he will join us very shortly. He will join us very shortly. Um, so, fellow followers, you are following the Central Communication Network. Used to be the Central TV, but today we are here today basically to discuss the Saturday leadership conversation. Some refer to it as debate, but we are here basically to discuss on the Saturday leadership dialogue that has to do with the governance of our country and current events and other issues that are affecting our nation. What recommendation, what solution can we find to ensure that this become a Liberia that we all pray for and we all want to see in the not too distant future? So now in studio we do have Kelvin. Kelvin, you will have just a minute to introduce yourself, please.
Oh, okay. Okay. Am I allowed to go on? Am I allowed? Am I allowed to proceed?
Yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Leto. Honorable Kelvin D. Bugbe. I hail from Lima County, District number 5, to be precise. I'm chief son of Lima, and I reside in Monrovia. So I'm happy to be on the show tonight.
Okay, Kelvin, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us today. And we are expecting the president of the. We are currently asking our technical team to please check in studio. We are facing some issue with the president of the United Methodist University. He actually want to join studio, so we're asking our technical team to please check studio. He is currently having issues in joining studio, but I can assure you that he will be over very shortly. So, Kelvin, thank you so much for coming. You are
Yes, sir.
now following the Central Communication Network. We are here every
Okay.
Tuesday and Saturday to bring you the leadership dialogue. On Tuesday, it is called the Unfiltered Conversation. So, Kelvin, we want to bring
Okay.
you with some current events in our country. Basically, we have been following you, Kelvin. We have been following you for a very long period of time. And you are a young man, and then there are a lot of interests, a lot of ambitions growing in you as a young man. So basically, we want to ask you this question when it comes to the national scene. Specifically, what do you make of the just issue currently in Liberia? Because the president just in a recent cabinet meeting, he clearly identified or categorized the just issue as a national emergency. And we want to ask you, we want to know from you basically, how do you see it? Was the president really, really right to classify the just issue as a national emergency? From your own perspective, from your own point of view, how do you look at the just issue currently in Liberia as a young man?
Yeah. Let me firstly say thank you about breaking the issue of the drugs within our country. The issue of drugs is very serious. It is an emergency threat towards the nation that each and everyone should have, they are fighting, let me just say, boots on to fight the drugs within our country right now. Like you rightly said, that the president also passed a mandate to the appropriate authority that they should fight drugs. They shouldn't shield anybody who is into drugs trafficking. They should bring each and everyone who is caught with drugs out so that we'll be able to get rid of the issue of drugs. But within our country
Mhm.
right now, all I can say to you is that it's not only the fight drugs within this country. We as a community dweller should be able to fight drugs too also to support the national agenda that is into drugs, fighting and other things. Like I said, the DA is there as the authority to prosecute whosoever that is caught with drugs. For you now, for common example, you into a community and you know a young man who is into drugs during business. It is your right to work with the appropriate authority to see how best to get this guy out of the community, or if he's going to pollute the community and then involve all of the children within the environment into that drug addiction. And everyone will become a drug addict within the community. I'm talking about the youth, which of course tomorrow that it will damage that community and then you will not find no serial minded young people within that community. The issue of drugs is an emergency to this country. Everyone should fight drugs. It's not only the DA. All I can say to people is that we have to put on a collective effort together and fight these drugs for this country. And my advice to the DA officers, when you go to raid or you go on an operation, you should monitor and know the particular place you go in. What I noticed is that those DAs guys just come into the community and then grab a young man who is just a user, who is not the main dealer. But they are leaving the dealers around. Like I say, I live right in the Timbers Village community. Overnight, sometimes you see DA people come and grab those boys stealing along the road. Why are you grabbing those boys? They are not the leaders. The main leaders are in the country.
Mm.
They are in the country, and the appropriate authority needs to find those guys. They are among us. They are around and seeing things that happen. They are putting people children into late drugs issue, which of course is
Mm.
not good.
Mhm.
As a young man, you need to take precaution and guard yourself, or else you will enter into something that tomorrow you will regret. You will regret. Like I said, we need a collective effort to fight the issue of drugs within Liberia. It's not only the DA responsibility.
Okay, so basically, it is not only the DEA responsibility. We need to fight to come back to the trust issue. So, Kelvin, I have been knowing you for a very long period of time, and you have been one vibrant young man within our political space, within our leadership space. So, seeing you that here from Lima County, and then I saw one of your posts. You just joined the MDR. I don't know whether it's recent time or, but I know you to be somebody who from a
Long time
different
ago,
background.
long time ago.
Long time ago you joined the MDR. So,
Yeah, I joined the India.
yeah, what different perspective are you bringing into the law of MDR? We just before you answer the question, is it true that you people are having a commemoration of the late Senator Prince Johnson funeral or his birthday? You people want to have some repast and other stuff. I saw some flyer on social media, but I couldn't confirm. So since you are a member of the Young
Yeah.
Congress of MDR, is it true? Is it very true?
So all I can say to you is that although I'm a bona fide member of the MDR and a strong member within the National Youth Congress of MDR, but what you are saying now about the next senator, whatsoever we're going to do, the party going to do, it reach our youth congress at times when I notice and I go for meeting and hear such things and I can talk anything towards that. But for now, I haven't heard any official communication for the national the National Executive Committee of MDR through our National Youth Congress leadership. So I will not speak to that. All I know
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
happened
You know, no, you are
in the
no, you
party
are
right
right.
now is that
I'm not
the
asking for
National
you to
Youth
give a
Congress of
definite
MDR,
statement concerning the MDR. I just said that we because we are news or like we are news institution, so when we see things we like to balance, clarify, and verify. It'll be very accurate. So I'm just asking. We saw some purported flyers. So as a stick man from the NDR, I was just asking to ensure that whether you people have anything you're playing and all that stuff. I'm not saying that you people came up with something, but I saw something concerning that. So we just want to clarify
yeah,
whether
yeah,
it is in your purview because anything that has to do with leadership,
oh,
it actually has a
yeah,
trigger effect.
yeah,
Yes, we just want to clarify or to verify whether you have been seeing
yeah.
anything serious like
I
that in
believe,
the
I
institution.
believe that, yes, yes, I believe that something like that is in the Puebla, which of course I'm not too excited about it. But what I am aware of now is that the National Youth Congress MDL is trying to go to a convention, or not a convention, but a retreat. The National Youth Congress is trying to go for a retreat in Ganta City, in my country, which of course I'm aware of, and I'm going to be a part of that retreat. And we hope to meet in Ganta to have a successful retreat. That's why I'm aware of. We are going for a retreat as a young people of the party. Or what you explaining about the late senator, I think it's something within the Puebla, so you can better hear from the executive of our party.
Okay, something that's in the pipeline. Okay, no problem. So Kevin, why we still with the president for the United Methodist University to come online because they have been protesting concerning increment in tuition and other stuff. But Kevin, we want to know from you
Yeah,
basically,
so
what exactly do you have to say concerning the issue of private university having increment in their tuition, especially when it comes to the United Methodist University. They have been having a series of protests and other stuff around time, and the president of the United Methodist University spoke with us and he wanted to join the platform tonight and other stuff. So, what do you have to say concerning that? A lot of private
all I
universities
have to
are
say
trying to
about
do
it,
some increment in tuition and other stuff. So,
intuition,
yeah,
yeah,
yes,
I follow it.
it is actually affecting the students because I believe so because they are
So,
protesting and other stuff. So, what what
okay,
exactly do you have to say concerning that as an advocate?
yeah, what I want to say about the increment intuition is that the institution, the higher institution of learning within Nigeria, because we are talking about issues within Nigeria right now. The higher learning institution within Nigeria should, the people who operate in that institution should look at the living condition within the country. They should look at the livelihood of the people. Others cannot afford to that extent. Although we all know that a higher
Mm.
learning institution or university, it is an expensive place of learning. But equally so, we should know that others are there and they are struggling to have perfect education within that place. So other people have their parents in the inferior side or the villages, they sending them to school here. Everything they get today, those people from the interior can send it to them. They do not have any means of income.
Okay, I think that.
So that parents sell bit. So what you have to do,
So,
am
Kevin,
I am I am I clear? Okay, go on.
yeah, 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 clear. So just go ahead in 1 minute.
Okay. So you should be able to come up with a fee. set a craft, a document that you will come out with a fee so that everyone in the school will be able to afford.
Mm-hmm.
So you can impose a fees
Mm-hmm.
on other students who do not have.
Mm-hmm.
Some do not even eat on a daily basis. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
people go to school hungry, coming home hungry, without anything but they want to have a better education. That's why they
Mm-hmm.
try their possible best to go to such place for learning. So you can impose fees on them. I've been coming across that when I was in school, but later on I was able to leave the place I was in due to the increment in fees. And today I know when student complains when it comes to fees. I know where it is. So when I see them protesting, I support them because it is their right to protest because the increment fees is not, in the favor of everyone. It suits other people, but it didn't suit other people.
You are right. You are right.
So all I want to say is that the
Mm.
administration of UNU needs to look in that matter properly and address it so that it will be in both student interest, not certain group of people interest, and add a certain group of people interest. That's not fair. All I can say to them, that's
Okay,
not fair.
okay, okay. Kevin, you are right about that. It is a view. We don't hold responsible for your view. So while you are in flood, we just received the president of the United Methodist University. He is here, Augustine C. Waka Jr. have joined us shortly, and we want to give the space to the president of the United Methodist University student representation, the head, or Mr. Bwakat. I don't know whether you are related to Joseph Bwakat. Your president Bwakat is the president too. So apparently that not Lufa affairs. So we don't want to talk in it. We don't want to talk in it. We don't want to talk in it. So Honorable Bwakat, Mr. President of the United Methodist University student representation. You will have just a minute to introduce yourself because we have other people following, other people watching this conversation tonight. So we'll give you a minute to kind of introduce yourself so that people can know you, please.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So thank you for bringing me on your platform. My name is Augustine C. Buaka Jr., acting president of the Student Representative Council at the United Methodist University.
Okay, Mr. President. So we'll go directly to you because the president for the African Methodist Zion Episcopal University just out of sudden I just received a text from him that he has a meeting with the board of trustees. I don't know what at this time they have a meeting with board of trustees, but it is all about the work. The vice president said all the job will do will come with package. So once you are a media institution, this is it is part of the package. So, Mr. President, I know you are very much exhausted because there are a lot of activities been happening on your campus. But you as a young man, you saw the exuberance, you saw the zest, the enthusiasm in a lot of young people, and you're a very young man from your appearance. You're a very young man. You saw the zest, the calories in your students that you represent. You represent over 15,000 student community within the United Methodist University. You saw the zest this one time. It was on a Friday. It was on a Friday. I watched the video. We will share that on our platform. 25% increment in tuition. You as a young man, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about that?
Yeah. So, firstly, let me commend all of the students who came out on Friday to make sure that their voices are heard and to make sure that they are frustrated on the increment of fees by 25%. Yeah, at this moment where we have students struggling to go to school, some are telling and some rely on other people to go to school. And education is something that's supposed to be affordable for everybody. We're supposed to have our right to education as well. So when the increments of fees came in, we, so the students, we informed them that this is the situation here. It is frustrating to inform you that UMU will be increasing their tuitions next semester. So we have other students groups like the Intellectual Burden Brigade, which are part of, and other student-based organizations. They oppose it, and then and they thought it wise to see how best they come out in their numbers. But before doing that, we actually engaged with the administration with the frustration that we heard from the students, informing them
Mm.
that it is not really necessary at this time to increase fees while we are still struggling to even pay the $15. So
Mm.
on Friday, we actually organized a meeting among all of the students associations and other organizations on campus that were to be held on Friday by 12 o'clock.
Mm.
The protest actually came with a surprise to me because I was not aware. Yeah, I was not aware. So my belief is that we were going to have a meeting and then engage with the administration, and then after our engagement with the administration, if there's nothing can be done, then we can look for plan B. But then we saw students out protesting for their rights. So it was something that we did not see as any bad thing, and we fully support the students for coming out for their rights.
Mm.
In so doing, the administration should understand that there are certain situations that you can make certain decisions. Looking at the conditions of the campus where students are getting less facilities from you, the first thing you should think of, is to make an improvement in the of facilities and improve the system. Then students can see it necessary that okay, since this is what we are getting, maybe a worth this amount, then we can, yes, we can agree. But most students were angry because of the environment they found themselves in, and they are not getting a service for that. So that was one of the reasons that they came out to express their grievances. And I think the student hold no one apology for standing for their right. And for us, we believe in dialogue, even though a protest is good, but for us, we believe in dialogue, like the Student Representative Council, I mean. So we called the students, we told them, yes, we have heard you, and it's necessary that the administration look into this. Let them go back to their drawing board and see how best they can feature for the, uh, uh, at least the old my children who coming to UMU and the Birabo sellers that are coming to Birabo sellers children that are coming to UMU. For me, I can tell anybody when you do your survey in UMU, there are almost about 45 to 50% that are paying their own tuition. Some people struggling to go to UMU. Some people rather on other people. Yeah. So we look at this situation, we see it necessary to improve the administration. So on Friday, we were supposed to meet with the administration along with the head of the protesters, but then with the anger that was in the students, they couldn't allow their leaders to go in there to do any negotiation. So their request was the president should come down and talk to them and explain to them why at this time they are experiencing 25% increments in fees. And the president said they have to go and meet up to discuss whatsoever negotiation that will be done, let it be done in a conference hall. So we actually went there, we discussed, we argue, we give other recommendations as well. But unfortunately, the administration was unbending on their decision. They gave their reasons in the increments of fees. Why they decided to increase their fees is because they want to carry on development and then improve the facilities. Even instructor salaries were also discussed. So these are some of the justifications that give us concerning incremental fees.
So, Mr. President, I specifically have been a student of the United Methodist University, and to be honest with you, I went there, and my first semester in UMU, I won the election. At the time, they had the AC Marpo, they had the David Kemun, who is now the Infoco officer, chief of office staff. I was there, and then I contested with Ernestine Benson, a graduate from UMU 9, but I had a draft from UMU because of tuition increment and other stuff. So I went there as vice president and I won the election on white ballot during the course of the debate. at the time, my opponent and I we went through a debate, but based on my IQ, and then he had to stay away. But basically, are you telling us that in your capacity as acting president of the student representative council of the United Methodist University, uh, are you squarely saying to us that this increment came at a shock of your entire leadership, that the university never even had a time to even discuss it with you to be able to inform the student? Because I know very well that your job there is you serve as a mitigator between the authority of the university and that of the students. So you're almost like a middleman. Not you almost, but you are the middleman. So are you telling us that the university never had a previous or prior discussion with you concerning this increment?
So it was some part of last week, I think on a Wednesday, no, on a Tuesday or Wednesday, something like that. They call us after making a decision with the bull, because let's just say 75% of the decision can, can be determined by the board of trustees from UMU. So after the board have decided to do the implementing fees, and they have already concluded and approved the entire process, they only call us. To our surprise, it came as a surprise. I can say it came as a surprise. We were not informed in the decision making. They only called us and told us that, okay, this is the decision we have made, and we are about to place it out there to your students. So we only call you to inform you that at the beginning of next semester there will be increments in fees. And we asked, why now that there are increments in fees? Like I said, they gave their justifications, which is, I think, necessary to them, but to the students it is not necessary at this point. And then we also gave our recommendations, like we can pause for now and you can carry on the development. Once we are seeing the development, then you have your right to say, okay, because of this we want to carry our tuitions to this amount. And then if students see it necessary because they are seeing the facilities and the things that they are paying for, they are receiving everything, then they can go ahead and pay. But now coming to us, seeing the same building, the same classrooms, the same things, the same structures that have been there since we were paying the $15, it is still there, and you still coming back to us telling us that you are making an increment in fees. It is a shock to us, and we don't think it is necessary, and it is healthy for our students. So they told us that this is not a decision that we actually came to debate. It is something that we have already agreed, and we just wanted you to pass the information to your students. So we talk, and then we dialogue. We have different conversations surrounding on a way out, like finding recommendations, as giving recommendations and finding other solutions to the issue on ground. So unfortunately, they said this was a decision by the board, and they cannot overturn anything unless they go back to the board and discuss. But this is what they have already approved, and they're going to place it out. So they only call us to inform us, but not to sit and decide what to do.
Okay, Mr. President. Before we hear from Kelvin, who is another guest on the show tonight, can you kindly confirm to us that the University of not Liberia, but the United Methodist University is receiving subsidy from government? Because I believe that there are other universities, there are other private schools around, private universities that receive subsidy from government in terms of budgetary allocation. Is the United Methodist University receiving any support from national government to buttress the effort in terms of education?
From my research on the past subsidy that the government of Liberia provided to federal or private universities, UMU was not shortlisted. And besides that, besides the information that was placed, I also reviewed the administration concerning a similar issue. Why is UMU not receiving subsidy? And then they didn't say anything like, oh, this is the reason, or this is what was the cause that we did not receive subsidy. So I confirmed that from the administration, and they told me that they are not receiving subsidies from the government of Liberia.
Okay, so Mr. President, you are saying that you confirmed that with the university, and they said that they are not receiving any support from national government. The reason why I ask this question is
Yeah.
because looking at the current economy in our country now is very difficult. Not everybody have the opportunity to work in national government, and the private sectors have become so difficult to the extent that not everybody have the space to work or to earn resources. And at the same time, the university want to argue, let me balance in the argument. The university want to argue that teachers are being unpaid, they have to improve the learning facility. They will have to do some upgrade, let's say some upgrade of the university. They have to put other necessary access that students can be able to access to do their assignment. They have to do library. They have to do other environmental work on the campus and other stuff. Because during the time of the protest, we saw flyers that it speaks that the university has no Wi-Fi. The university is leaking. The bathroom are not decent. There is no facility that can even support what you're trying to say in terms of increment and other stuff. So, Mr. President, now we want to ask you very lastly before we take care of it, very lastly, we want to ask you with all of these things that the students are saying, that'd be very rational, that'd be very honest. Once you are demanding an increment in tuition and other stuff, there should be some activities, there should be some facilities that comes along with it. Now, as a student leader, do you really believe since you are listening to the university and you are listening to the student call in your capacity as president of the university student council, or you are in the capacity of the student head or student representative head, what would be your own kind of honest recommendation between the university and that of the administration before we take care of it?
Yeah, so I don't, let me see whether I'll find the document here.
Okay, yes,
Prior to this process,
yeah.
yeah, prior to the protest, we ourselves who have been observing the environment in the classrooms, and
Mhm.
the things, the mass bills that students are paying, all of the things that are listed, almost everything is not accessible to the students. So we deemed it necessary to write the administration concerning all of these issues. We did a communication uh,
Mhm.
at the beginning of the semester, writing the administration that there should be improvement in the classrooms, the bathrooms, providing internet connections for the students, and also for our students in Winifred as well. They are in total darkness. They are undone, but the place is very bad. They always complain to us. So we wrote them on these things, and they told us that we are seeing all of these things, and we are trying our best to see how best we can improve the system. Like for the Wi-Fi, let's just be realistic here. For the Wi-Fi, we actually pressurize the institution for this semester. Wi-Fi was available and students were connected to the internet. The issue about the Wi-Fi is that there were too many publicity made, so most students were not aware it, but some actually had access to the Wi-Fi and they make use of it. And we also engaged concerning the bathroom issues, which the administration confirmed to us. They told us that these are situations that they're trying to for the campus in Ganta, the Unified campus in Ganta. They are also making solar lights available for their dorm so that they can have access to 24-hour electricity. So everything that the students say, they are all true. Like the library, we also wrote the administration concerning the libraries. When you get in the library, there are books that are not even supposed to be there. You get to the library, you see books that you are not even reading, things that you are not even get to read, to get the understanding of what actually you want to get. So we actually told them they should upgrade the library and make it a modern library. And there are other things as well, like the ID card issues where students normally paying for ID card almost every semester. Every semester you pay, every student will pay for ID card and have an expiring date of 2 semesters. But they will always bill students for ID card over and over. So
No,
these
no,
are issues that we also engage.
Mr. President, Mr. President, are you saying
Yeah,
tonight on the Central Communication Network, Central TV to be precise, that students are paying for IDCA separately at the level of the university of let's say the United Methodist University? Are you saying that? I thought it should be in the registration that something they call how do you call it, compulsory fee that you pay part of the tuition and take it the credit from the from the tuition, but you have to pay ADICA separately a private university.
So UMU they have a registration form where they list all of the activities you need for that semester, like the ID card, catalog, the internet, and other things that you need to have access to. They list them, and then they call that itemized bills. So the itemized bill consists of various items that you're supposed to receive per semester, but then there are certain itemized bills that you are supposed to pay for at least one semester and 2 semester pass before you pay again, which is the ID card that I just spoke of. You are only supposed to pay for ID card for the first semester. You use that for at least 1 year. After that 1 year, another year, you pay for another ID card. But it has become a constant habit that they always build all of the students from freshman all the way to senior to bill you with ID card every semester. So these are issues that we also raise, and they look at it, they take into consideration that okay, freshman students will be billed this semester and to this semester, and the junior student will be billed to this semester and this semester. So they have already separated that, wherein junior students will have access to ID card only for certain semester until the current ID card that you have when it expire, then they can bill you again. So these are things that we also place in. And we also have this situation that it is totally embarrassing for our students, which is the 80% and that of the 100% payment. Students are actually victimized by that. So we place our communication as well. It is so shameful to see you calling your father and then calling your sponsor, calling your mom and telling them that, oh, they put me outside for school fee, like you stay in high school, like you stay in high school. So this has become a normal routine in UMU, the 80% issue. So we have been fighting this for 2 to 3 semesters now to make sure that at least have pity on our students, let them read their exam, go through their activities until the entire semester end. We are not saying that do not ask students to pay money, ask them to pay, but those who have the money, let them pay. Those who don't have the money at that moment, allow them to read their exams, and then after the semester, hold access to their grades. Once they pay your fees, then you can release the grades. But the 80% and the 100% issue have been something that most students have been victimized at times when the semester ends, even when you are supposed to pay $350 for the entire semester, and then maybe you pay 80%, you read your meeting, the remaining 20%, which is supposed to make it 100%, once you owe it $20 or even $10, the system will close, and then you will not have access to your grades at the end of the day when you open the system. You even you pay your money fully, you will see so NG in the system, and which of course it is not a grade that you made. Yeah, so you have to go back to the instructors. You have to go back to the instructors and start to ask them to send your grades to admission office so they can plug it in the system, all these things. At times you will go up and down, it might not even enter the system, you end up doing a course over. So we have been appealing to the administration concerning this, and we also brought that up yesterday again in a meeting that we have, and they are thinking about considering our request to make sure that at least our students have access to their exams and then have access to their grades when they pay, and then they will be able to see their grades, whatsoever grades they make, it will be in the system.
Wow. So, oh my God, it is so disturbing when especially when you see that the system. I don't know, but which link do people use? People use Montana, like the e-porter stuff. Montana, right? In terms of accessing your grade and other stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, Montana. Okay. Apparently they have issue. But is there any extra facility that a university have in terms of contributing towards students coming to school? I've never seen any bus that carry the United Methodist University. I've never seen it in terms in number. I've never seen it. I've seen Zion. I've seen it. Of course, yes,
Yeah,
the University of Alabama will do so. I've seen other private universities around have buses, but I've never seen UMU. They have other areas around the highway that they have students going to school, especially the medical school in Bon County and other stuff. I'm aware of that, but I've never seen the university have any bus like UMU, the University student bus. I've never seen it before. Apparently, you can charge students if you want to increase tuition. Yeah, it could be some of the justification that will have a bus now that will drop you, that will pick you from this point to the other point and other stuff. Do you have one bus for student? Do you have one bus?
so this is something that we have been discussing as well. So the only campus that have bus is the Winifred or the Harley College of or Health Sciences, because
Hmm.
most of them they are nursing students and they always go for clinical to or different or clinics. So that is
Okay.
the only university that have bus available for students. But for us on me campus, we don't have bus, and it is actually sometimes something that we always think about, but we have to do it bit by bit, bit by bit. We have to improve the classrooms and the environment, that we can make our requests for things that we need to extend our hands to. But it has actually been something on our mind to propose to the administration to provide boards for the students. You can charge the students per semester.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, that is something good. But we are looking up to that, and we hope that the administration can also look in that direction.
Mr. President, I can square it and clearly say to you, you have a huge task to perform at the level of the United Methodist University. Seriously speaking, it's a whole huge task to perform. Now the university want to increase to now salary for staff. Now they have to do this. They have to the student have to be pressed against the wall to do this and other stuff. So the university have a lot of way to justify, but we should see the trickle-down effect. We should see the reflection within the students or the actual structure that we want to see there. But anyway, it's all like how do you call it, hulu balu or wahala, as the common man says. So, distinguished follower, you are following the Central Communication Network tonight. That is to say, the Central TV. Our host on this show is not me, though. I'm just processing, I'm just a proxy. Is Mistress Veronica Grimes. She's not here. Many thanks to our CEO, Mr. Saint Grant, for giving all this platform to call on people of prestige, people of high interest, high integrity to share some major issues, some difficulties that is affecting our country, our nation around Liberia. So, Mr. President, I will read few comments that you can listen to tell you that people are following. They say our leader, Alice Johnson is saying our leader needs to be treated. Our leaders need to be treated right when it comes to money. I clearly showed that what she meant. She said, treat our leader right, Mr. President. I think someone trying to give you some shout out. They say our representative needs to be involved. So which means you're not involved. Someone said following from somewhere there was no impact of the D I don't know, Ambassador D, Menti, no, I say I'm following from somewhere. Okay, someone saying if you enter the university, the flow is very dirty. So basically, as the comments continue to come, we'll read it and then we'll show you, Mr. President. So, Mr. President, I want to ask you this question as we draw closer to the end of the show because we don't want to take your time, all your time. I want to ask you this very it's a very key question. With all of the difficulties, with all of the ups and downs, with all of the challenges that you are facing now. So, I know that the university of, let's say the United Methodist University have over 15,000 students that are attending. When it comes to the issue of drugs, you won't tell me that people within the institution or in your institution are not into drugs. I wouldn't want to accept that because the issue is a national concern. It is not about politics. It is not about party. It is not about religions. It is a national concern. It has passed everything. So the issue of drugs abuse is increasingly affecting our young people in Liberia. What do you believe are the root cause, and what role should government, schools like UMU, schools, the UMU partners, and communities play in addressing this issue? What role do you believe, or what role do you think government, schools, relations can play in this issue of drugs to prevent it just in our country? What exactly? Because you have a lot of young people that you control. You are a people-centered leader. So, what role do you believe that we can play? You, as a president of the United Methodist University, what role you people can play to help?
Yeah. The issue of drugs is national concern, which is everybody business. We
Mm,
have to take it as a serious issue. For me, one thing I can say is that the government only needs to provide rehabilitation centers for our commerce who have already been into drugs, and then
mm,
provide opportunities like vocational schools, in providing employment opportunities for youth. Because once for we the youth, we just need to be busy in this country, like doing meaningful things. Once we are seeing a job being provided, and then vocational schools, we are going to school. And then another thing is carry on more awareness. Like one person who always engage into drugs awareness as well. Like we have one of our veteran who just graduated. He established an organization by the name of Alliance Against Illicit Drugs. We have been going from
mm,
schools to schools, going to various high schools to talk to students the use of drugs that have made other youth being on the street, to stop taking them, and the kind of drugs, and what are the harmful things that it does to human system, and all of these things. So we have been engaged into drugs awareness as well.
mm.
So it is something that is alarming, and we have to take it as a serious issue by providing these informations to, we are protecting those who are not into drugs now. Because going for those who are already there, to convince them, it is actually something difficult. Only government can play their part by creating rehabilitation centers for those who have already been into it, but we need to protect those who are not into the process, who are not into drugs. So
Mm.
that is the reason why we choose to go to high schools and various universities to give awareness against drugs.
Okay, we are in conversation with Augustine Baka Jr. from the United Methodist University. He is the president for the student representation there, and you are now following the Central Communication Network. We are here to bring you all of the latest happening around our country. Once we see things that affect our country, once we see things that affect our nation, we all want to bring the people who are involved to explain to us, give us a view, share the stories, or what solution, what's the way forward, what's the remedy we can find to ensure that we make Liberia, our country, our beloved country, the better place to be. So we want to pay courtesy to our senior host. He is not here today due to some unforeseen, I like to call it unforeseen circumstances, because one or two issues she was unable to join us today, but she's following. She always like to follow. So, Mr. President, we are very, very excited to have you here today. So, we want to do a follow-up question, Mr. President. We want to do a follow-up question. In terms of policy, we have the flag, the Federation of Liberian Youth. We have the Minister of Youth and Sports, who is a very young person, Mr. Madam Colina Kratupa. I don't want to say mistress, because she was once married before. We don't want to dwell on that. It's private stuff. So we have Corina Kra Tukpa, Corina Kra now, not Tukpa, Corina Kra. I stand to be corrected. We have Corina Kra now, who is serving as the Minister of Youth and Sports. And then we have Duku Jara, who is the president of the Federation of Liberian Youth. And we also have Mandela, who is the focus person of the executive mansion. They are all young people. In terms of policy implementation, Mr. President, you are a young man. You represent over 15,000 young people at the level of the university, UME University, to be precise. In terms of policy implementation, Mr. President, what do you make of the young people when it comes to policy driven wise? What do you make of the young people? What do you believe, or what do you think that we are lacking in terms of policy, influencing national policy and promoting accountability in our country? What role can young people play in terms of that?
Yeah, so the issue of policy making in our society right now from the angle of the youth, I think we are getting there a little bit because
Okay.
seeing other institutions like Fly or Linsu and that of the youth in sport, they are providing the necessary things that they think that our youth need in the country, like for the minister. She's doing a great job, like providing jobs, vocational institutions, and other meaningful things that will benefit our society today. I think of recent, I saw a vacancy as well for about 3,500 youth in the country. So she's doing well in her own capacity, which I applaud her for that. And also for my senior brother, Dugu Jala. Dugu Jala has just been inaugurated, and he's actually doing well. Like for the current program he has, speaking against the mob justice and other things. He included other universities as well. We're going to be participating in the debate tournament solely surrounding the mob justice as well. UMU is participating along with other universities as well. So they are doing well, and we wish that they create more policies and programs for students and youth of this country so that at least they cannot be the only people benefiting from these things, but the general or body to benefit, or even if it is 75% of the youth that can stand somewhere and say, yes, we have benefited from this, and this is actually good, and this is where I was, and it went well. So we applaud them for their great job in their viewer perspective. All of them have different things that they have on their mind, and we hope and pray that they achieve that, and it should be in the interest of the youth as well.
Okay, Mr. President. Carol Brown is saying our representative need to be involved. Ambassador D. Emerty Nwansa is saying follow me for somewhere again. Arizona, Amira Arizona is saying you guys are doing great job on the show. And she's further said, I'm proud of Central TV. Great job, Nathan Mills. Great job, team. You are doing great job by bringing young leaders into studio. Great jobs. Student leader of the UMU. I think your students are following and then they are making some meaningful comments, some heart touching comment on that. So, Mr. President, before we leave you, when like say this to you, honestly speaking, if you have the opportunity today, if you have the opportunity today, if you have the opportunity way forward, if you have the opportunity to advise President Bwaka, President Joseph Nima Bwaka, His Excellency Joseph Nima Bwaka, on one policy that will improve the life of Liberian youth within the next year, what would be it? What would be your advice, Mr. Bwaka?
Like I said earlier, I think that the young people are lack of opportunity to employment, and also education, and also the healthcare system. So if I will have the opportunity to meet President Boyka today to ask him to improve in a certain area or to make a policy that will affect the life of the young people. For me, my recommendation is to get involved in youth employment, and also providing jobs, and let me say providing vocational schools for young people, because having the skills and getting employed sometimes it reduce poverty, and then it reduce trust abuse as well, because I can be having a job to do, or I can be having a school to go to, I can be having a trade to go learn, and then at the end of the day I leave it, I go elsewhere to go do something that is not meaningful to me. So I will advise that the president invest in education, employment, and that of the healthcare system as well. That would be a better thing that will make the Liberian people appreciate him.
Okay, Kevin, welcome. Mr. President, someone is asking you Someone is asking you, Mr. President, please talk about the noise pollution students are faced with at the United Methodist University. The generator noise is not making the environment conducive for learning, Mr. President. Do you experience noise pollution? Because the LMP, I remember the LMP came out of a memo warning the public in terms of noise pollution. Do you experience noise pollution at the lower university? I think the president is stripping a little bit. Kevin, are you there?
Yeah, yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, Kevin, I
Sorry,
sure.
I had
Yeah,
technical issue.
no problem, no problem. The president will come back, no problem. Kevin, you follow, you did follow. So, one of the president argument was, yes, the university never met with us. All of a sudden, they increase tuition, or they want to increase tuition. And being a student leader, I was never involved. We never had a tell conversation and other stuff. Or on a later day, they came back to us to say that they want to do this because of this increment. They want to increase teacher salary. They want to have some environmental issues being faced on the campus. They want to carry on some renovations in terms of physical structure of the university. So, Kevin, you are a student. You are a student in our current economy. Is the university reason is very guaranteed for you? Do you subscribe to that tendency in terms of promoting the environment, elevating? Because the fact of the matter is that you put yourself in a position, you are a teacher, you need to pay your children's school fees, and then you are receiving less salary. So that also and also, let's be honest, that bringing out common librarian setting, that also and also, you need to pay your children's school fees, you need to buy food, to put food on the table for the people to eat. So the university is saying that they want to do all that, they want to increase salary, and Parker talking about increment salary, say what's that, and he has started with field ministry. So I think the university too want to do the same thing. So that tussle and tussle. Be honest, be objective. How do you make of it?
Okay, the issue about making the environment conducive for learning or upgrading the environment does not give you the right to add up the fees. You getting
Mm.
me?
I get you. Yes.
Yeah. The issue about the upgrading of the facility does not give you the right to carry on incrementing fees. What you have to do is that reach out to the student body, reach out to the student leaders, have a tete-a-tete discussion with them. Just sit around table, your strategies, and then reach for your plans or whatsoever you want to do. Reach out to the student body and hear from them. But you will not just leave the entire student body and then move on with a plan that you want to implement, something you want to do tomorrow, which of course that is against the student completed, I can say completed against the student, and you want to impose fees on them, you think that the student will be started instead, watch you carry out such act. I think it's a blatant lie. It can happen in any other country, not only Liberia. It can happen in any other place. So what I can say to UMU administration is that
Mm.
they have revisit their decision. They have to revisit their decision. They have to revisit their decision and see whether this is in the interest of 50% of the students. Let us look at the percentage of the students that is trying to make such decision and within their interest or out of their interest. Let it do their best. Let it carry on an assessment and see
Mm.
how many students will subscribe to such decisions and see how many will not subscribe to that. That is the first thing they should do. They should make the facility conducive for learning, provide a clean bathroom, provide Wi-Fi service on the campus, provide Wi-Fi service on the campus, 24-hour service, and the place to be up to standard. Then you'll be discussing that. Other students will look at you and say, what I think is true because here is the kind of place we live. needs to pay people to continue
Mhm.
being installed in the standard. So I just to be completely wrong. That implement issues they have to take that decision and then revoke that decision from their
Let
parents.
me call you back,
Else,
Martin.
their school
Let me
going
call you
to
back.
you know
Attention, let me call you back.
going to go to a stage where people will have a lot to say about them. They have to revisit that decision. If possible, they should go back to the old plan and put into place where students were not having the teachers, people were not going to the street, everything was on post at the university right there. But today we have a
Okay,
UMU student going to the street to protest. All that is wrong. It's not
okay,
okay for an institution
okay,
to
okay. No
revisit that
problem.
decision
No,
and then
no. Okay, no problem. So, Mr. President, we will have to let you go because I got one or two questions for Kevin, and Kevin want to be very clear with me. So, Mr. President, you have to address the issue of noise pollution, and then you make a party comment, please.
Yeah. So the issue of the noise pollution, that is
Mm-hmm.
something we have also engaged the administration about. We have a building there, they call the IAB building, there where the
Mm-hmm.
generator room is situated. So during lessons time, the generator normally disturb the students. They don't get anything from the instructors. Even me, I've sat in one of those classes before. I had serious issue with it. So we have also made the request that the place should be changed or the use of LEC. So that is something we have also looked up to, and we hope that during the period of the renovations and other things that they want to do, we hope they look in that direction to make sure that at least the students can get access to cool environment because the noise is too much from the generator. Yeah.
Okay, Mr. President, you are right. You are right
uh,
about that. You are right
they
about
don't
that.
want to say
Yeah. Before your party comments, we want to say tonight that we actually after this show, I will be able to communicate with the CEO that we could have one of the administrator being present here on Tuesday or Saturday, one of the show that we can be able to discuss concerning their own side because we have to balance the debate, we have to balance the argument, we have to balance the story. So I can credit it to you that if the need be, we will send an official communication to the administration of the UMU to know exactly. Let them tell all reason as to why they want to have increment. There are a lot of protests and other stuff. So we just want to have you informed so that it can be as a shock to you. If the need be, the next show you want to call, I can say squarely if the administration agree, we'll have a hotline here. Student can call and make their point, make their view, ask the necessary question I want to ask. This is what we are here for. Our job is to bring every information to the public so that they can know and get the actual understanding, the actual picture. We are here to balance everything. We are here Saturday. You spoke your mind. What was supposed to say, we have said it and other stuff. So we are going to suggest to our administrators, to our own leadership, that our board will have them informed that there's a need based on what the president or we have discussed on the central TV. We have to inform the administration to bring them here either on Tuesday or Wednesday. Then the other time that bring people why they want to increase salary. So, Mr. President, we'll take a party comment before we get to Kevin. Kevin, how do you address two questions? Kevin, you left two questions because you left
yeah,
and then you came back. So you have to address two questions,
Yeah. So
please.
I can come in.
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. President. Go ahead.
I can come in.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So firstly, I want to say thanks to Samja TV for affording me the opportunity to be here to talk to our students and to discuss the issue on ground currently at the university. And we appreciate everybody who also follow the live. Yeah, so we want to say to our students, just compose yourself. Do not cause any problem. Do not destroy anything. But we are here to support you. We will stand by you, and we will continue to engage until we get the result that we want. That will be the best for us. So thank you and good night.
Mr. President, thank you so very much for coming on our show tonight. It's a pleasure, and we are very privileged to have you as a guest. We'll call you at any time again to do some photo and other stuff. Reach out at any time you have your program, you have your events, you want to invite press. We are available at any time. Just contact me. We'll be at your doorstep. Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, thank you.
Okay, Chief. So now, Kelvin, you have to address the issue. Kelvin, we have been seeing the Central Communication Network is all over the world. We have been seeing, you are a very young man. We have been seeing a lot of caption from you on social media, posts and other stuff based on your role play in Nima County. Mr. Kelvin, we want to know from you, do you have any political ambition? Because we have been seeing your posts and other stuff around. You are a vibrant member of the MDR, the late Senator Johnson party and other stuff. Do you have any political ambition?
Uh, thank you, Nathan, for that question, that brilliant question. And I can say to you without fear and favor that it's not about saying it, but it's something that I've been wishing for and something that I've planned for and I'm still planning about it, which I will not let the devil send to even stop me. I will move forward with this plan and I will see the end. I had the ambition and I'm working towards it. Hopefully, 2028, when I will be sure of that, I will let the president know. I'm sure about it and I'm working towards it right now.
You are sure about it and you are working towards it right now. No problem. Okay, no problem. We'll still reach out to you. We'll keep following you. We'll keep following your page. Anything sparkle, the need be, we'll invite you on our show. For us, we are here. We are the watchdog in society. So we don't have a problem. No problem. Since you are sure about it and you are settling it, no problem. Oh yeah, we will follow you. We don't have a problem with that. Now, your party have since you left the standard bearership of your party in terms of not you specifically, but since the vice president, the now vice president left the standard bearership of your party, joined the unity party and become the vice president of the country correctly. Do you now have a political leader in terms of party structure? Do you have? I know you are going for a convention very shortly, but do you have a face of the institution? Do you have the face of it now? Some are saying Coca is the face. Is that legitimate?
The face of the institution for now, may I know, is that not to be biased or not to test out anybody. But I can tell you
Mm,
for sure that the me person who is the face of that institution right now, I mean the MDR,
mm.
I consider the vice president of the Republic of Liberia. I'm not being biased, but that's the reality.
The vice president.
Yeah, the vice president of the Republic of Liberia is the face of MDR right now. Not to be biased. I
So
know
what
what
is
I'm
Coca
saying.
position in the party?
Kuga is just a member. If the executive committee should accept Kuga and give him a position, which of course not to my knowledge yet, if they had given him a position then to be within the midst of the executive, the National Executive Committee of MDR. But as far as concerned, as a young person and a youth within the National Youth Congress of MDR, Kuga is only senator on the party ticket, but not an executive member. To me,
Co-
to know, let's just say he is a senator. So we consider him to be executive member on the executive national executive committee, but not a position holder apart from him being senator within the national executive committee. That's why I know as a young person within the party.
wow.
That's how I see it.
As a member of the party, now you are telling us that I think I met Matthias today from the Congress Ministry. I met Matthias. Matthias will be here hopefully next week. I met Matthias from Congress Ministry today on Bocato graduation. I met Matthias. Matthias will be
Okay.
here. We will get the actual voices from the MDR, but you as a young man have that ambition, that exuberance, that zest, that energy. Some would say that zealosity is in you. You have the charisma as well. So basically you are saying tonight that Coca is just a member of the NDR. But now let me ask a follow question to you. Let me ask a follow question to you. Do you believe, as a member of the Youth Congress, do you really believe that the MDR still have that numerical strength in terms of decision making in NIMA? Do you really believe that?
Yes, when it comes to the Congress, we have our Congress leadership at the MDR from the National Youth MDR Youth Congress, who is in charge of every decision making within the Youth Congress that can speak to issues. But I'm speaking tonight as an individual or Kelvin within the National Youth Congress MDR, or not the MDR Youth Congress body speaking right now. So I'm speaking in my own opinion, right?
Mhm.
Emma has the MDR has the numerous strength of winning Lima once again in any election to come, because the people of Lima understand that MDR is their own. The same way when you go to Grand Bassa, people take Liberty Party to be their party, the Bassa people. That's how Lima people take it. No matter who or any other opposition that is going against MDR, they're going to be defeated massively, because MDR is Lima own. And no one can defeat MDR within Lima country, no matter who is on the ticket. But people see it as Lima party. People see MDR as Lima party. That is the reason why all candidates that will oppose to MDR within Lima will be defeated massively because of that emblem.
So the people of Nima see NJ as a Nima party. Okay,
As their,
you said it right. You said it right because I'm not there. You are there. People have the belief. People have the tradition. People know exactly what's your numerical strength when it comes to the body politics of Nima and all that stuff. But for us, we are here to bring you the facts, the information, what exactly you see and all that stuff. So you are now following. If you just tune in, you are following the Central Communication Network. Used to be the Central TV, but now we are expand or we are expanded already. There are a lot of things that we are doing here at this platform. If you have not yet given it the time to follow us, or you don't have the energy or the time to follow, it's just very easy. Call us, check on us. We teach you. We'll give you the guidelines, how to follow and all that stuff. So we want to recognize our host, Mrs. Veronica Grant, is not here today. We also want to use this opportunity to say thank you to all of our followers. Tonight, followers, they were so amazing and they were so much unique, different. During I say clock it, they were so much different. And there are a lot of trending national issues that we ought to bring to you. But because of the sake of time, we cannot. So we'll just ask Kevin your last question before your party comments because we are time pressed. So we'll ask you your last question. If you have the opportunity now, you do have the ambition as times go by, you will want to contest in district number 5 because it's actually is where you came from. I know when you contesting, you're a young man. Other people say it is not too young to leave. Yes, it's a good scenario, but the actual reality is different. So I think Kevin is facing some network issues, but we'll give him a minute to be back. If not, we'll close the show tonight. We want to appreciate all of our followers. Look, this is a Central Communication Network. We are about to take over Liberia. We are very clear about this. We are not breaking about this. We are very serious. We are very sure about this. If you have not been following us, we ask that you follow us. Next week, we'll have ministers, we'll have directors on the show, and they will be here to give you the broad perspective of our national leadership, our body politics, and everything that surrounds Liberia. So, again, we want to say thank you to our technical person, my own boss man, Leo. They have been in the back, making sure that we are here to deliver you all of the latest happening. And we also want to say thank you to our host. She is not here. I like to use the word due to some unforeseen circumstances that you can see. You don't even know about it, but I like. Life is not roses. Sometimes you have some paradigmship in terms of schedule, in terms of activities. So I want to say thank you to Mrs. Veronica Grants for always affording us the opportunity to be here. And we also want to use this opportunity to say thank you to our CEO, Mr. Sam Grimes, who have been very instrumental, or who is always instrumental in making sure that we have this platform available to our needs at all time. And we want to say thank you to all of our followers, our team members. We recognize you. Thank you. Let us keep pressing forward until we reach the higher goal. I always like to say the greatest goal is still ahead. And mind you, today is America independence. We want to say happy independence to the United States of America. They always saying that they're the greatest nation on earth. I don't know about that, but you know about it. America believes that they are the greatest nation on earth. Fair enough. I also agree, some way and somehow I agree because they are the world superpower currently. So, on behalf of the Central Communication Network, I stand in my capacity as a co-host of the Unfiltered Conversation, the Leadership Dialogue, to say happy, and prosperous independence to America. And I also want to say that we have received communication from the Liberia Reporter Association. They have been calling, they have been backing on us. Central TV, just in 2 months, people have grown to the extent that we are not even having control over you people. So, Nathan, please, can we meet your CEO? I say, yeah, the CEO is not in Liberia, but whatsoever information you have, we can share with the CEO, and then we'll be able to respond promptly. And then I receive a communication from them today that they want us to be present. They are asking for support. We will be there. We'll grace our occasion because the fact that you are a news platform, we are all relative. We are all members of the 4F state. And then they requested for the CEO information. I provided it. They want to do a flyers. And they also said they want to do flyers for me. I said, no, you can't do flyers for my host, my body. You do flyer for the biggest man, more other thing, do flyer for me. I know my limit, I won't be involved. Do the flyer for the CEO. And they started the dialogue. They say, oh, Mrs. Gray is also is also a reporter. I said, yeah, fair enough. She's a reporter. The fact she come on show, she discussed national issues of concern. She's a reporter. Oh, so there's no problem. They'll do the flyers and send it. But again, we want to say thank you. We are here and we are here to stay. We believe in you, Liberia. Central TV is not only in Liberia, we're all around the world. We post stories from America, South Africa, Canada, all over the world. We post stories. We have teams all the way around the world. And we are here to give you the best, not just the best, but the ultimate best, not just the ultimate best, but the extremely and extra and ordinary best. We are here to provide for you to be informed. We are grateful for the time again, the opportunity. My name is Nathan Lesbianga. Nice having you. This is how we draw down our curtains on today's edition. Thank you so much for following. God bless you. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow is a religious hour. Thank you so much again.
To Central TV, turn up. To Central TV.